Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today's video is pretty simple. I'll recommend you 5 films from different genres, 5 must-watch films, and do tell me how you feel about these films if you have watched them already in the comment section below. So the first genre we are going to explore is horror. Now, there are massive, widely acclaimed horror films in the West or in Hollywood, like The Conjuring, Exorcist, and Evil Dead. And there are pretty good and well-known horror films in India as well, like Tumbad, 13B, Bulbul, etc. Now, horror is a genre which is pretty saturated nowadays, to be honest. Every other horror movie we see is about a haunted house, a group of people going into that haunted house and getting to know about some paranormal activity taking place in that haunted house. It's all about a house, a random place, or something that is unusual. There are very few and rare horror films that have a unique concept attached to it. And even if those horror films exist, it is pretty hard to find horror films that have a unique concept and they are executed pretty well. One such horror movie I recommend is It Follows. It is a horror movie where ghost is not a single person. This is the main thing that separates this horror film from 100 different horror films you can show me. The main thing that separates this horror film from other horror films is the ghost is not a single person. Ghost can possess any person around our main characters, and it is chasing these main people. And there's a reason behind these chases. There's a reason why this ghost is chasing these main characters. You'll get to know when you watch this film, but it's pretty unique. It's a very unique concept for a horror film to adapt, and this horror film specifically does it well. The screenplay is tight. It does not look like the screenplay is going here and there. It's going off tracks. You never feel like the screenplay is off track or is deviating from the main story. So this is a movie that has that tight screenplay, and it also has brilliant frame compositions. Few of the frame compositions in this film look like they're straight from a painting. So do check this horror film out. If you go and check the IMDb rating of this film, it's around 6. But I don't think it should be 6. I think this film deserves at least 7 out of 10 in the IMDb rating. So don't check the rating of this movie and feel that this film might disappoint me. Do give this film a try. You might enjoy this more than anyone else. The second film or the second genre I would like to recommend is experimental. Now there are a ton of experimental films from across languages, but all of them do not execute the screenplay as intended. So there are very few and rare experimental films that do have a tight screenplay and that experimental idea attached to them. One of those films is Awe. It is spelled as AWE, Awe. And guess who directed this film? It is Prashant Verma, the same guy who directed Hanuman. So you can definitely trust this film's direction, and this is a pretty good film when you take those psychological thriller and when you consider those psychological thriller aspects in this film. It is a pretty unique film in itself, and it really executes the plot perfectly. By the end of this film, you'll be astonished and you'll be amazed to see how good this film was. I really loved this film while watching it, and I recommend it to you. Do not expect some out of the world screenplay or some out of the world concept, but do expect something different, and this movie does deliver a different experience altogether. So I do recommend this film. Watch it if you do not plan to watch any other film this weekend. Now moving on, the next genre we're going to explore is feel good. I really love feel good films because they somehow have the ability to make you feel good and positive about yourself in the lowest points of your life. And the movie I'm going to recommend you is one of them. It's definitely one of them. The movie is pretty underrated. Most of you might have not heard about it. The movie's name is Lift Boy. I randomly watched this movie one day on Netflix, and I really felt good. I do not know how to explain the feeling I felt while watching this film. It is a pretty well made, feel good vibe movie, I would say. The plot of the film follows a boy who is studying engineering but keeps failing a year. His father is a liftman and he gets ill one day, and his son has to replace him for a few weeks. Now this boy has to operate lift throughout the day, and he's not a usual lift boy, of course. He's an engineering student. He knows good English, and he's a student. So it's a story about a student working as a lift boy. The story of this film is simple but effective, and do not expect some out of the world cinematic experience from this film or some complex story, because it is more of a family film, I would say, and it perfectly does justice to the genre it is placed in. You will definitely feel good by the end of the film. So do watch it if you're feeling depressed or low in your life. The next genre is motivational. This is where films start helping you more than you could see. They start helping you cope up with life. They start helping you feel good in the lowest points of your life. And this is the genre I really like. So, and this happens to be the only genre where I am recommending you two films instead of one. The first film I would like to recommend in the genre of motivational or hard eating, whatever you like to call it, is Dead Poets Society. This film follows an English teacher who literally teaches his students the basic and most effective and most simple things about and most beautiful things about life. And these students see their English teacher as some idol and start following all his advices for the betterment of themselves, of course. This film really has a good plot apart from this whole teacher thing. Also, it also follows a main student who also happened to work in one of my personal favorite medical shows, House MD. Yes, this person played Chase in House MD. I don't want to ruin your experience by giving any more spoilers. Do watch this film. I know you'll love it. Okay, now it is time to discuss the last genre of this video, or the last film. The last genre is crime anthology. Now, what anthology is, if you ask? Anthology is a movie made of short stories that are often interconnected. To explain these, this whole movie is made up of several short stories that are somehow interlinked, and they may take place in same location, but these do not follow a single protagonist or a single main character. So this movie is one of those movies, and guess who the directors are? Yes, it's Rajan DK. It is one of those lesser known works of Rajan DK, and you can see the newspaper article obsession Rajan DK have in this film also. as even this film is based on few of the newspaper clippings they happen to find, and it is a pretty well made crime anthology, I would say. It stars Tushar Kapoor and Radhika Apte, and I think you might have guessed the name of this film by now. If you haven't, the movie is called Shore in the City. So I found this movie through a song. I'll place the poster of the song somewhere on screen, and yeah, this was it. Do tell me if you like this video, do tell me if I improved, and do tell me if you loved any of these films. If you watch it later, you can tell me later. Thank you. Bye.